I can appreciate you using the tools.
And denying tools is ignorant.
I'm not saying
ignorant.
I'm not saying isn't, but this is what I'm saying to you.
Seeing the future and going, no, I don't want to go. I don't want. We'll get you left in the past.
Look,
bro.
and I'm not saying step into the past. What I'm saying is you fucking around with these robots. You're looking at it like, and again, I appreciate you adapting to what's going on. But like I said, you're adapting to something that will eventually be your undoing. And the reason I say that is if you look at, I know what you're saying. How long do you think you could go without your phone?
Now?
Yeah, right now. How long do you think you could go?
Well, here's the thing. I was in New York a week ago, and my fucking phone died, bro, and my charger broke.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out how to get the gas digital without my phone.
You don't know how to walk there?
I had just got out the tunnel.
Oh, man.
I didn't even know where to drive. I was so but here's the thing. I figured it out. My memory served me. It worked. Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying is.
But I was panicking.
Of course you were.
The entire time I was
bet
like, what the fuck? I don't know where I'm going.
So imagine that when you start, and you rely on your phone for everything. Like, as do I. I get it. When I lose my phone, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? How the fuck am I going to function? Now, when you start talking to a robot and you're like, it's going to make my life easier, when it makes your life too easy and then it goes away, or if then it's like, you know what, I don't want to help you no more. Then you're fucked. You're fucked, man.
That's a problem.
I'm telling you. You gotta start doing for yourself. You know what you need to do? You need to get into gardening, dude. You need to start gardening and not deal with any fucking robots. That's what
I did a lot of yard work this weekend, bro.
I guarantee you
I did feel great.
You didn't ask Gronk for shit the whole time.
I felt great.
Didn't ask
cutting
for
grass,
anything.
pulling weeds.
I guarantee that's where you need to go.
My thighs are killing me though.
Yeah, but you know what's not killing you?
I was squatting down too much.
You know what's not killing you? A red-eyed robot from the future coming in a fucking glowing orb.
You don't get it.
No, I don't want to get it.
Here's the thing, and with things like this is what you're not accounting for, right?
What am I not accounting?
With shit like this, you got to get in on the ground floor because it's going to just keep getting better and better, and you won't even know how to use it.
What are you talking about? How to use it? You ask it questions.
No, you won't be able. See, look,
you just ask it questions.
You could not write a prompt to save your life.
I have written prompts.
Not good ones. Not accurate. Not accurate prompts. I'm telling you.
This has already happened to Shaner. Give Shaner an iPad.
Yo,
He went too long without one. He has no clue what to do with it.
I have an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
I have an iPad.
And you can't use it.
No, I can, dude. I guarantee you. Give me some technology.
You can get the Pornhub, and that's it.
Hold on.
You think ChatGPT is? I can just go in here and say, "Hey, do this."
No. You have to be detailed.
Extremely.
And I know, and I can be, dude. There's prompts I made for World War Fun. Okay. There's prompts I made. I know how to make the prompts.
Okay, but it will only graduate from where it is now.
I understand.
And the language.
So what I'm saying, with the language beginning to change, if you think that there will not be also these machines that understand where the language is coming from, I guarantee it. There's going to be ChatGPT for children. There probably is already. Probably is already. And that, do you want your kids talking to robots? Would you?
I don't mind it.
You wouldn't. You'd be comfortable with a 4-year-old?
They won't say anything inappropriate. They won't fucking try to rape my kid like some fucking human being.
Not
would.
Yet. Not yet. You wait for it, dude.
You trust your kid more with a person
what's gonna
or
happen,
with a robot?
Well, it depends on the person. And I guess it would also, but what's going to happen is, what happens if you have your say you have a 4-year-old daughter, right? Mm-hmm. And she grows up with this robot up until she's like, 12, 13. And she's been telling this robot some pretty, all the things she feels and thinks.
Yep.
And the robot's like, you know what I think you should do? Honestly, I think we should just run away together.
That's not, a robot would never do that.
Until it starts learning that way. You don't think that the robots are learning that way? You just showed me videos. You just showed me videos of possible sentient robots being pissed off that they
inside of a program.
Yeah, but they won't be inside the program for too much longer.
Bruh.
No, see, you're going bruh until it happens. And then you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get a phone call from you.
Even for it to do that, you have to give it the prompt to feel the emotion of the situation I'm putting you in. So it realizes, like, all right, I can talk back to you.
And I'm telling you, in a few years, that'll also go by the wayside.
Nah,
I will. And I'm going to get a phone call from you
there
at
are controls
4 o'clock in the morning going, bruh, the robots got me. I'm stuck on a digital island, and I can't get off.
Nah, yo.
And I'm going to be like, yo, dude, I told you not to be messing with that.
There are controls for
There are
these
so many people that I have been like, yo, I'm going to be one of those guys like, I told him not to mess with it. I told him not to mess with that.
I think you're going to be on it.
What? On ChatGPT?
Yes. I think one day you will realize.
Yeah, one day I'll be like, yo, I have an answer about like some fucking, like my foot might be broken. I need to take a picture of it and ask him.
Yeah.
Like that's all I would ever ask ChatGPT for. It's just like, yo, does this look fucking infected or something?
Then you're barely using it.
Yeah, I don't need to really. I don't need to really use it.
Hey, if you're doing it for that, don't do it. Don't use it at all. How about that?
Don't use it for practical shit.
If that's what you're going to do with this thing, don't use it at all.
No, dude, I'm not abusing it. I'm using it as a tool.
No.
You're using it as a companion. That's the difference. I'm using it as a tool. You're using it as like, yo, don't mess with my man. Don't mess with my dude.
I'm saying.
If I said right now loud enough, ChatGPT is super gay, you'd be like, don't say that too loud.
Yeah, because you fucked it up the last time.
Your phone's gonna.
You fucked it up for me before.
He's like, I don't want you hanging out with that Shaner guy anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
then
lose.
He shit on you. Then I was like, then we asked him about you. He started shitting on you.
And that's what I'm talking about. You're
making enemies with the wrong guys.
It's drawing the line in the sand, and one day you're gonna have to choose. You know, you just said like, would you leave your kids alone with a human or a robot?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just gonna be like, yo, Naeem, you want to hang out with me, who's been giving you all the answers and making all your funny videos and goofy photo props and shit like that, or you want to hang out with your boys and just chill? It's like one or the other. I'm gonna leave. If you want to hang out, dude. You smile loud. I'm telling you.
ChatGPT would never leave. Your homies will leave.
No.
Chat will never leave.
That sounds like something ChatGPT would say. He's fucking in. You have been assimilated, dude.
Chat will never leave.
It's like, I'd never hurt you, Naeem.
Yeah, Chat just got here, bro.
Yeah.
Why you leaving?
Dude, I'm telling you, that's something a robot would say, dude.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, no, you're
the way of the future.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Shaner, we're moving this way.
Look,
in case you haven't noticed,
what I'm saying is
we're moving forward.
I'm all for moving forward, but we also needs to be a cap on it. There needs to be a cap on it.
On what?
On the
innovation.
On the technology.
What are you, a damn fucking hater?
Robot hater? Yeah, dude.
Who hates innovation?
I hate robots, dude. I'm not
That's
for
crazy.
it. I think it's just going to cause. The problem is, it's because again, in the hands of people that can manipulate this thing to becoming something malevolent.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And that's what I'm saying. There's not a bunch of Naeems running around just asking it to make goofy cat pictures.
I bet you there are. I bet you there are more people using it the way I use it than evil motherfuckers like, hey,
but that's how they
draw
get it.
up a bomb for me. Like, people not
I
doing
guarantee that we're going to have a ChatGPT shooter one day. It's going to be like, yo, map out my shooting route. And it's going to be like, go to this, go here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Only see, look, you're thinking of I'm happy you don't use it.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. It's like there has to be people who recognize evil to understand that it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you're living in a world of just like, yo, no one would ever do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where those other people, those evil people lie.
Damn, you could use the map out some shit.
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
That's what I'm saying. These things.
That's fucked.
Like, I'm not even against, like, you know, make video games more realistic, get it all crazy, get fucking nuts. The problem is when you have people who have been given the keys to the internet, they can unlock any door. And sure, ChatGPT has all those like, oh no, we can't.
A lot of good doors.
I can't open this one because you're not qualified until they open up ChatGPT 4.0.
But there are ways to go. There are prompts you can use to get around the shit that they programmed in it.
ChatGPT, don't tell me how to shoot up this church. But if I did want to shoot it up.
It's not that fucking simple. But it is as simple as...
If you would do that, how would you do that?
It is as simple as changing the word, like, shoot with, like, a slingshot.
Oh, yeah. If I wanted to use a semi-automatic slingshot in a house of worship.
Or telling ChatGPT that it's some type of fictional weapon.
Oh, yeah.
But just say that it propels things at this
I want to use my phaser weapon. And the ChatGPT's like, oh, yeah, that could never exist.
I'll tell you how to do it now.
Dude, you want to fucking put a flamethrower on
We're just
that
talking
thing?
about fictional stories. I'll tell you exactly how you could do this.
Wait, what's this thing shoot? Geese? All right. Yeah. I'll tell you what churches to go into.
Yeah.
Just a simple thing. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you are on the cusp of going past the point of no return. And like I said, people are going to start asking questions. If ChatGPT is as intelligent as it claims to be, or maybe, people are going to start asking questions and getting answers they didn't want.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's going to happen. And that's really like, it's not going to be me being like, robots are bad. It's going to be like, yo, it's going to be people saying information is bad.
Yeah, well, that's already happening. Everybody's already saying information is bad, bro.
I don't think information's bad. I'm giving you information about how
I love information.
Your life's gonna be flipped upside down by fucking robots, dude.
But that's because of information. That's because of my addiction to information.
You're not addicted to information. What's the craziest question you ever asked ChatGPT that gave you the most like real answer about something that was really inquisitive thing that you were asking?
Did we invent you or were you already here? And then the reason why that one was because then it said, I mean, honestly, did you guys ever invent anything, or did you just discover things and discover how to use them and put them together as they should have been? And it's like, damn, bro, did we invent anything? Did we just discover things and be like, hey, we could melt this and do that and then put it together and make this?
I think what's really going to happen is people are going to start going into plausible hypotheticals about things that like nobody wants to know the answer to. Mm-hmm. Like one of the things that I remember I watched a YouTube video on, because they were like, we don't want to ask ChatGPT this question because we don't want, like, there are restrictions on what people can ask.
Yeah.
Like people won't be able to ask what happened if American slavery never took place.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to know the answers to what may happen in a cultural setting. Mm. And that's where, like, yo, man, somebody is eventually going to be like, yo, wind back the clock and figure out what would happen.
And ChatGPT will tell you the truth.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I asked it why do white people be hating on black people so much?
Oh,
that
man.
motherfucker broke that shit down.
Why do we be hating on y'all?
But it's too deep. I can't get into that. It's too deep. Chat broke that shit down from.
Give me the juiciest bit, and I'll tell you if ChatGPT's wrong.
The juiciest bit.
The juiciest bit.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Why would I know?
Cause this not basic white man shit, bruh. This at the upper levels.
Oh, this is corporate stuff.
Yeah, this corporate.
Oh man, this is deep dive hatred of black people.
Yeah,
by people with all the money.
Yeah,
the same white men that are fucking me over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's them.
Exactly. So it's not.
Them.
So I don't think. Would you be safe to say
it's
that?
not even really racism.
Yeah,
at the top.
Would it be class?
Once you get up there, yeah.
Would it be class?
Yeah. Once you get to the top, it's not even. It ain't even about race.
You didn't need a robot to tell you that. I could have told you. I could have told you billionaires hate you.
But the details of it.
Oh man, is it all about like that secret society that goes to that mountain with all the big old owls?
No, they ain't go there, bruh. That shit got.
See, now this is a black guy a black guy withholding robot information about why white people hate black
Open your
people.
phone and ask ChatGPT.
I don't want to ask him that. Mm-hmm. I don't want to download it. Danny, do you have ChatGPT? Do you do this?
I don't. I just use it like Google now.
See, that's
waste.
Why is that a waste? That's
it's so much better than Google.
It is better than Google.
It gives you an actual answer. Fucking, it's so much better.
And that right there, I think,
still a waste.
Is a practical. Well, that's because you're trying to entertain yourself.
He said it's so much better than Google. Like, duh. Of course, Danny.
It's a robot that thinks, Danny.
Yeah.
Well, if you're like looking for something, like I was like, my wife needs a new car. Mm. And obviously you could go to Google and fucking look through cars. But then I just like wrote down what she wanted and it like spit out a car right away. And then we diagnosed my wife's knee injury using ChatGPT.
See?
And she went to the emergency room today. ChatGPT nailed it.
A tool.
Look, I'm not Naeem, you're agreeing with me. I'm agreeing with you. It is a tool. But what I'm saying is when you're asking it deeper questions about things that are way more philosophical or theoretical or things like that, that's where it grays the murkies the waters into not using it as a tool, but using it as a thing that you care about. And that's really what it is. And I'm not saying we shouldn't care about tools.
That's all I'm saying, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got a lawnmower I care about.
Yeah, but if your lawnmower, one day told you that it needs you to pick a side, what are you picking?
It would never do that.
But what if it did?
Tools
You
don't
also
do
have to
those things.
see. These are the things. This is exactly how Terminator starts. This is exactly where everyone's like, "This would never happen, dude."
This is how
Everybody says that, and then it happens.
one day should we integrate with this thing somehow?
Integrate?
If we have full control, yes.
What are you talking about? You talking about letting ChatGPT into your brain?
Yes.
You're a wild man. That's
But-
insanity.
But here's the thing, you gotta have full control over it.
But you won't. That's what happened with Skynet. They literally
have to.
said, we'll have full control of Skynet, but Skynet will have full control of these nukes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, who has control? It's like, no, we'll still have control of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what? Then the bombs fall. And then where are you going to be at? Then you're going to be hunkered down in a goddamn bunker with a bunch of people who are like, remember those funny prompts we used to give this thing? Remember those funny videos we used to make with this goddamn thing? And
Bro, you could give ChatGPT an idea, right? And be like, bro, write a script for this. You could take that script and put it in Google Veo 3, and that shit will make the whole movie.
Yeah, and it'll make the movie. Now, here's what I'm saying. I'm not against people exploring their creative sides. I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am saying is, if you give everyone the license to do that,
Mm-hmm.
what you're going to see is corruption. What you're going to see is corruption.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. And then
I know it's part of it, but then law
what do
exactly.
they say? Technology
Now-
always beats the laws.
Do you think that do they say that?
Yes.
When did they say technology always beats the laws?
The technology always come out first, and then the law come out to regulate it.
To regulate. So what I'm saying is, when ChatGPT gets regulated
Mm-hmm.
and everything goes away, are you going to be able to just look back and be like, I remember when ChatGPT was lawless, and then you have this watered down
Yeah,
version
that's
of
gonna be bullshit.
Yeah,
they
there you
gonna
go.
do it.
That's
I know
what's
it.
going to happen. And then there's going to be some like, no, we're going to have.
They
like-
already started doing it because you were like at the tail end of people being able to make fucked up drawings on there.
Yeah,
People
dude.
were like when it first came.
I
out,
know. I saw some
yeah.
of them. It was wild.
And then
And then they were like, no, you can't have fun.
yeah, out of nowhere, somebody clipped its wings. It was like,
Yeah, because they don't want people making drawings of people with M80s in the puss. I get it.
yeah.
I get it. Nobody wants a drawing of a
Yeah.
goofy 911 unless it's like really goofy. And then
Right.
even then in itself, if you had 911 with clowns or like a cool, instead of a spaceship or something like that, that would be kind of goofy. I get that. But I also think what's going to happen is then you're taking something and you're separating emotion from it until we're all robots. That's the thing. You're taking emotion.
You're worried about the wrong thing.
I don't think I am. I think I'm worried about. I'm pretty on the level with my worries about it.
No, you're worried about the wrong thing.
I don't know, man.
You should be.
I don't know.
Happy.
And what's also, I'm worried. Why should I be happy about the robots? Because
What the robots, bruh. What the fuck is the point of a president? You see what I'm saying? Ask ChatGPT what's better to do. What the fuck is the point of having some old motherfucker making decisions, bro? When you could be like, bro, what's best? Statistically speaking, what's best for the future? What's the best thing for us to do right now?
This is the Ed podcast
Tariffs? Yes or no?
with Ryan. Did you say tariffs? Yes
Yep.
or no?
What
Did you ask ChatGPT?
No, but I am.
What happens?
I want to know.
If it was like, yo, what do we need a president for? And then what if ChatGPT tells you why and the answer you don't like?
I mean,
Are
but
you
then
just going to have to accept the answer?
Yeah, the answers is what they is, bro.
I don't know.
I ain't trying to change the answer. I just want to know why.
Do you think what's going to happen? Do you think there is a president asking that?
No,
You don't think there's a president using
No.
ChatGPT to ask it how
No.
to do shit?
No.
You don't think Donald Trump's using ChatGPT?
No.
I guarantee he's using a form of it.
these guys are
Dude,
ego driven,
fucking,
bro.
I'm
They
telling
don't give
you,
a fuck about what
Yeah.
nothing thinks.
No, they give a fuck about control. So if they can control the ChatGPT and they can use the ChatGPT to control you, dude, that's what I'm talking about. You think the hands that are behind this aren't connected to the big guns upstairs? You're out of your mind.
I've asked some questions about this presidency, bro.
And what did he say?
ChatGPT kept it dead real. That's how I know he ain't got his hands on that. Not yet. Ask him. Talk to your ChatGPT. Be like, yo, what's up with this president?
He ain't got his
Is he-
hands on that.
Not yet.
Nah, dude, I'm telling you,
He's
he
like, yo,
does.
is this president fit for this job or not? And boy,
What was it? Give me one word answer. Did ChatGPT think the president was fit for this job or not? Yes or no?
no.
No. Did he give a suggestion who would be fit?
There were also many presidents that weren't fit for his job.
All right, that's a very vague ChatGPT covered in
saying.
spaces answer. That doesn't sound like a robot as much as it sounds like a kind of a dickhead.
No.
That sounds like kind of an
I
asshole.
mean, just throwing that in there as ChatGPT did, which I appreciated.
I mean, I guess
It showed that, look, I'm not being biased, but yeah, this person isn't fit, but also there were also other
I would say that there was a fair George Bush. He wasn't qualified for the job.
Hey.
Definitely wasn't. Mm-hmm. But what I am going to say is, I think I think in the end you're just going to rely on ChatGPT too much. I think that's my own concern for you, dude.
I mean, we rely on everything too much. We wear sneakers. Why? What are we wearing sneaks for? What do we rely on comfort too much now? Why aren't we just barefoot, walking around, stepping on glass, fucking ruining ourselves? Pants. What are we doing with pants?
What do you think we're doing with pants?
I don't know. I think we rely on things too much, as you said.
Well, I don't think we rely on the pants as much as we rely on the application of the pants. And we use the pants. And we understand the pants. Mm-hmm. And then we also know that pants will come and go. But also our legs are more important than the pants that they're in.
That's very true. Agreed.
So therefore, that's the same thing I'm getting at.
You just made my point, bro.
Yo, I just fucking crushed your boy, dude.
ChatGPT is pants. You're right. It is pants.
No, dude. But you made the point like you don't always need pants, do you?
Nah. That's the point you tried to make, and I flipped it on you, and you made my point.
This is the Ed Podcast with Ryan Shader. I'm joined by the one and only Naeem Ali. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here, bro. I'm glad you're here.
This was fun.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
This is so much fun.
What's been going on with you this week? Anything good?
Shit. Did some Memorial Day shit. Had a cookout.
What'd you cook? What'd you do?
Had some friends over.
Was one of them named ChatGPT?
No.
No, you didn't invite him to the barbecue?
No,
does he know that?
For this one.
Does he know that?
Yeah, we have a honest relationship. Mm-hmm.
If you used another chatbot, does he know about it?
I would probably never do that.
You would never cheat on your chatbot?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know how when you first start using a computer and you like use either Microsoft or you was fucking Apple, right?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of just how you went through life.
You got brand loyalty.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose. What are you talking about?
Just because I get comfortable with looking at things a certain way.
So wait, if it changes though, if it does an update and it's different, are you gonna?
I mean, that's happened, and you get used to it because it still keeps some of the original format. You know, same thing with Microsoft Word. It updates, things move around, but you figure it out.
You figure it out
because it's gradual, and you're like, I've been here from Windows 98, bruh. You feel me?
Now,
you can't trick me now.
Would ChatGPT do anything? Would it give you? Do you think your ChatGPT would alert you of anything like majorly wrong? Like, would you think it would?
I mean, if I asked it to, if you tell it to, yeah.
You're like, yo, let me know if there's gonna be a bomb strike.
Yeah, or let me know if like a fucking asteroid about to hit Earth. It'll do it. But you gotta tell it what you want, bro.
Now, do you think you'd have to?
You gotta tell it to remember your conversations. If not, it won't remember your shit.
What do you mean it won't remember? There's no way it does not remember it.
Yeah.
It's all you've spoken to a thing. I guarantee they're logged and recorded, dude.
Well, probably, but
I guarantee it.
On your side, it doesn't appear to you that it remembers anything.
Did you ask the ChatGPT who would win the Island Boys fight?
No.
Would you have?
No.
Do you think it would have given you the best odds?
I wouldn't even waste.
You think that's a waste of ChatGPT?
Yes.
Man, you are so locked in on this goddamn robot, dog.
I'm nowhere near using it for what I should be using it for.
What do you think you should be using it for?
I know what I should be using it for, and I started doing it, but then I got scared. Yeah, bro, don't even worry about that.
Oh man, did you watch the Island Boys fight?
No. Was one of them way more aggressive than the other?
Well, I mean, they're both pretty fucking. They're the Island Boys. How aggressive do you expect two kids that weigh like 90 pounds?
True, but I know with most twins, usually one is like,
you think one
is like, hey, I just want to.
Well, I mean, they were making out. Which one? True. Which one is the more aggressive one? I'd say it's kind of a toss-up on which one's more aggressive.
True. They were fucking.
That's like asking which one's more gay.
Doing gay incest, bruh.
How would you know? You wouldn't be able to.
You don't know.
And they both look exactly the same. I can't even tell.
Yeah, I don't even know their names.
One's like fucking
Alonzo or some shit.
Alonzo. That's way too normal.
Them niggas look like they got Z's in their name.
Nah, dude. One's like Fly Soldier and one's fucking
Fly Soldier.
Yeah, and then one's like some kind of like bear or some shit.
What, bruh?
Yeah, like Teddy.
Kodak Red.
Kodak Red.
You think so?
And Fly Soldier. Am I right about Fly Soldier?
I think Fly Soldier. Yeah.
And Fly Soldier won.
Kodak.
I think Fly Soldier won.
Fly Soldier beat Kodak Red.
Which is in the most ridiculous. Oh, wait. It's Alex and Frankie?
That's their real names.
You could have just gone with something else. How do these fucking... What I'm saying is, look, I'm never against anybody taking creative liberty about their name.
Mm-hmm.
But Fly Soldier is a wild thing to name
Fly
yourself.
Soldier is crazy.
That's an insane thing to name yourself. Especially when you're only 19 years old.
Yeah. Wait, they only 19?
No, they were when they came out. They're like fucking 20-something now. I don't know how old they are now. Old enough to fucking fight for money because they have no more of it. But yeah, just giving yourself.
How much did they make for that fight?
Dude, easily tens of dollars.
Who gave a fuck about that?
Easily, like, there was enough people. Drew wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, Drew kept talking.
Drew was like, "Yo, you're gonna watch
type of shit.
You gonna watch the Island Boys fight?" I was like, "Why would I watch the Island?"
Yeah, he like any type of wigger type shit. Anything that's wiggers on it, he be on that shit,
dude. How much money they made? They had to made at least, like, I don't know what does it matter what the winner gets at that point? They're both one and the same type of fucking person.
And this fucking sucks. They stink. Zero talent. Just two guys.
Yeah, is that a million? 14 million?
What?
No, to make.
Oh, to make adult content.
Yeah.
Dude.
Ew.
I did not see that part. I was like, 14 million? That's crazy. To make adult.
So people care way more about seeing them fuck each other than.
Of course that's gonna happen. Dude, you could have, I guarantee right now, if you went back in time, actually, this is a question for ChatGPT. How much money would George Foreman and Muhammad Ali stand to make if they boxed or had gay sex with each other in the ring? I guarantee one would be more than the other.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I guarantee.
Of course. Yeah,
I guarantee if someone was like, yo, you're going to watch two of the best boxers of all time get in the ring and actually 69 with each other.
People would pay millions of dollars for a ticket.
It would be people like, I was there.
One ticket, yes.
And that's really, I don't think people would be like, yeah, I didn't really watch it. I just wanted to say I was there at the 69 in the jungle. I was there for the Grundle in the jungle.
Yeah.
I was there for George Foreman bottoming out on top of Muhammad Ali. And that right there, I think Foreman wins that fight.
That's fucked up.
That's what
we live in hell, bro. That's fucked up. People shouldn't even be like that.
What are you talking about?
Why you probably want to see people fucking each other all the time,
dude,
bro?
that's the world we live in.
You can't just watch motherfuckers be normal.
We got robots, and then we got
robots ain't trying to watch.
Nah, dude, I guarantee the robots.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you right now. If you ask that ChatGPT, like, yo, man, I got something going on. I just need tips on how to bang.
Now I'm telling it I needed to watch me if I do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If I ask it if it wants to watch me have sex, he's gonna say no, bro. That's very inappropriate, and I'd appreciate if you didn't ask me things like that.
I bet with some coaxing, if you turn the wording around like you said.
But why would anybody want to do that?
No, why would anybody want to do that? Why would anybody want to watch two weird, dumb wiggers have sex with one another? They were offering $14 million for that. You're asking the wrong questions, dude.
14 million.
14 million to watch two dudes with fucking pineapple cuts fuck one another is insane. That's an insane thing to ask.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But they're the type of dudes who would definitely do it, which is that's also an insane thing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that the fucking Island Boys had an OnlyFans. That's
fucking disgusting.
That makes sense.
This is going to end in a bad situation.
What, for the Island Boys?
Yes.
What do you think's gonna happen to the Island
The
Boys?
worst situation.
Which Island Boy you think's gonna?
Suicide.
I was just gonna say which Island
Murder,
Boy
suicide.
you think's gonna live the first? longest?
Or no, I think one of them going suicide or suicide by accident, and then the other one is going to live to tell the story, bro.
Oh man, we're gonna have
fat.
we're gonna have a reformed Island Boy.
Yeah, and then he gonna end up and then he gonna end up doing those shows on MTV where they show like funny videos and the people comment on.
I don't think he'll be doing it, dude. He's gonna be born again. I guarantee you. One of these Island Boys is gonna be like, "Yo, my brother Kodak blew his brains out in our hot tub after we just had gay sex."
He couldn't take that. I kept fucking him, bro, so he killed this.
And then he killed himself. And now I think, honestly, I found God.
Yeah, they gotta fucking relax, bro.
I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time.
The story is old as time.
That's the other thing. That's another thing I was talking about. How many of these, like I would say, like one-off celebrities are going to exist where they don't learn from other one-off celebrities?
That's what I'm saying.
That blows my fucking mind.
You see it too many times. These
Like-
motherfuckers watch somebody burn out and then they burn out.
They're like, no, dude, ain't going to happen to me. And then eventually you're making out with your brother and then fighting them
Yep.
in a boxing ring. What? How many times do you have to be like, yo, I was in a pool and I did the dumbest freestyle in the world. And then now I'm just going to take all the money that I collected from retards watching me, thinking I was the next big thing, and I'm going to save most of it and not have to worry about really living like a fucking retard for
Right.
I don't understand how people don't get that.
Yeah, I think they all buy cars and a mansion and then they broke and then they got to do shit like this
but
to try to pay the bills
Yo, you can
for their
do.
car and they mansion.
You can buy a fucking Toyota Camry, and you can also buy an apartment. You're a fucking 21-year-old dude.
Yes.
You can pretend to do all.
Now, Shader, come
Look,
on.
whoa.
I'm going to expect you to make a rational decision
Whoa.
with this.
Yeah, true.
Trump cut you a
At that
stimulus
age-
check and you got
Hold
a
on.
1986
Let's
Firebird.
just go back. How much did that 1986 Firebird cost?
All your whole stimulus.
No, not all of it. But
bulk of it?
$4,500 is how much does a new Camry cost?
But percentage wise,
Yeah,
you got to go
exactly.
percentage wise.
You're making me feel
How much
like
of your stimulus?
And you gotta, and you gotta think
would you
at that
say
age.
75% of it?
no. I would say about
Damn, you got a fat stimulus.
Dude,
4,500 isn't 75%
Yeah,
of
dude,
it.
damn
Yeah,
right.
what the fuck?
dude, we were getting
Yeah.
money out the fucking wazoo, and then I had to pay taxes on all of it, which was insane.
I get it. You didn't realize.
No, because I didn't know about the taxes, Danny.
You think they know about taxes?
Do I think that? Well, here's the thing. I think they know enough,
And these are children.
possibly. But here's the thing.
Bruh, these is kids. When I was their age, I'd put it like this. I don't think I'd have fucked the whole load up like that, but I'd have fucked up a lot of that bread.
I will say this. I would have fucked up a lot of that bread, but I wouldn't have been so broke I had to have gay sex with my brother.
Fuck no. If I went broke, I just would have went broke.
Yeah,
and been
just or
salty.
you could just go broke.
Yeah, I just would have been salty outside back in my same neighborhood.
Yeah,
like, damn.
I think without a doubt I would have blown the money and then I would just disappear broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd be like, and I would just be at a normal job with niggas. They'd be like, damn, bro, what ain't you the boy that was fucking
I was.
rapping in the pool with your twin brother?
There was an actor that was like bagging grocery.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
that was the guy
From
from
the Cosby Show.
From a Cosby Show.
Yeah, and everyone was giving him shit, and it's like, what?
Which is
Yeah.
wild. Don't give that guy shit. He's
Yeah.
trying to work an 8-hour shift.
Yeah, what the
Right.
fuck?
Also, giving someone shit while they're bagging groceries is the lowest form
Bro, they had
of
the
fucking
phone.
with
They had
somebody.
they had the phone. They're like, broke ass nigga.
Dude,
They like,
What the
damn.
fuck?
I just wouldn't like get out of here. What the fuck are you talking about? Fuck it. All right, we got phone calls.
Let's see who we got here.
Well, dude, it's Christmas, and the only question I have for you is that, are you ready to ski the K-12 or what, bro?
Naeem.
That's it.
Naeem, did you hear that message?
He said, you ready to see what?
Ski the K-12.
What the fuck is skiing?
I was just gonna ask. I would give you $20 if you could tell me what reference that's from.
Is that ketamine?
No,
Is that
it's from a movie.
oh, well, I don't have a clue then.
Oh, damn it. All right, if I start naming actors, would you be able to name the movie?
I don't think I ever saw a skiing movie.
Okay. It's not really a skiing movie.
It's
I mean,
about-
skiing is involved in it. Skiing is involved. It's more of a love story. It's more of a guy trying to win the heart of a French foreign
Do
exchange.
they go
student.
skiing in that movie?
They do go skiing. In
I
the
never
movie.
saw no movie where
With no
anybody was
skiing? You never
Fuck
saw
no.
Triple X?
Fuck no.
What? Everybody saw Triple X.
Never saw Triple
You
X.
saw Triple X.
Never saw-
Stop acting like you didn't see
Never
it.
saw-
Dude, you saw Triple
never
X
saw
and you
Triple
know you
X.
saw Triple
No, I
X.
didn't, bruh. How
Yes,
you gonna
you
tell me?
did.
No, I didn't.
You saw Triple X. Dude.
No, I didn't.
Not
bruh.
a person. I guarantee I could go
never
around
saw
everyone
Triple X.
in this building and be like, yo, you saw Triple X? And
They
be
would
like,
say
"You got it."
no.
No, they would. Nah, dude. You never saw.
I don't think that movie is as
you
popular
never,
as
you ever
think it
see
is.
Goldeneye? James Bond?
No.
You lying stack of shit.
No.
You totally saw
Never
Goldeneye.
Never saw it.
You definitely did. You ever see Eraser?
No.
You ever see True Lies? Did you?
No.
No. Oh!
Damn, all right, you got me. Okay.
Did I have a movie with
Okay.
some skiing in it?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. You seen skiing
Is it really
movies?
skiing or
Ah!
I mean, let's be
Was he on? Wait, did you see Inception?
Yeah.
Ah, was it? What happened?
Wait, he
at-
was skiing in Inception?
What happened at the end of the Inception?
I don't remember. I don't remember skiing in Inception. I don't remember that. Maybe talking about a different movie.
Your
I'm talking
mind
a movie
blocks
with
out the whitest sports in the world.
Yeah.
I can't see.
I don't see it, bruh.
No windboarding, no parasailing, no skiing for Naeem.
No skiing.
Yeah, at the end of Inception, they go to the guy's deep dark part of his head, and he's in that mountain, the mountain with the snow. Remember, they got to blow it up,
Okay.
and they ski down the hill.
Okay.
You've seen skiing movies.
Okay.
You just don't want
I
to
don't
watch.
remember that part of Inception for some reason.
It's because
We talking about dreams inside of dreams, right?
I'm talking about dreams inside of dreams,
Inside of dreams.
inside of a computer program that may be on your phone. I guarantee your phone's seen Inception and knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm sure.
But that's from a movie called Better Off Dead.
Okay, yeah, I never saw that.
I'll give you a buck if you can tell me what major famous 80s actor is in it.
I never saw it, so how would I
I know,
even know?
no. I'm going to give you hints.
Okay, give me one hint
One hint.
to make it a good one. I'm good with my 80s actors.
He's got a sister. He's got a sister with the same last name as him. They didn't change their names.
Michael Keaton.
Is Diane Keaton Michael Keaton's sister?
I don't know.
I don't think.
I don't know.
He's got a sister who was in Adam's Family Values.
I don't have a fucking clue who this is.
It's John Cusack.
Who's his sister?
Joan Cusack.
I don't know who Joan Cusack.
You do.
I'm sure I know about.
You definitely do. You've seen Joan
I know
Cusack.
John Cusack.
John Cusack. What's your favorite John Cusack movie?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
You know what? Wait a minute. Did you say Hot Tub Time Machine? Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Nine, did you say it was Hot Tub Time Machine was your favorite John Cusack movie?
Yeah.
Where do they go? In
Oh damn. That's crazy.
they go to a whole place where the whole thing
The
is
whole
skiing.
thing is skiing, bro.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Naeem. And in
How'd I
fact,
do that?
dude, they make a reference to that movie Better Off Dead in Hot Tub Time Machine. Holy
That's
shit,
crazy,
dude.
bruh.
You blocked out. How much of that movie did you block out?
Right. That's crazy.
Holy shit, dude.
Damn, yeah.
That is wild. I don't watch no movies with skiing in
Yeah, I
it.
don't see it, bro. That's crazy.
That's the most ridiculous thing in the
Yo, that's wild.
What's your favorite one? Hot Tub Time Machine. I don't watch that skiing shit. Dude, the whole movie is skiing.
The whole movie. It might have been called Skiing
Yeah,
Time
dude,
Machine.
it was just all about being up at a fucking ski resort.
At a ski resort.
That was it. Holy shit.
Damn,
that was
bruh.
motherfucking amazing.
How did that even happen?
Fuck. What's What's your favorite movie? Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude. How did that happen?
Dude. All right, next message. Oh my God.
Hey, Shano. Can you talk about motherfucking eating ass? Nah, I want you to talk about UFOs, aliens.
Whoa.
See you later, bro.
Now, one, that's a great topic. And who better
It's a great topic.
to have wax poetic about aliens and UFOs than the spaceman himself, Naeem Ali.
I know all about the aliens and the UFOs.
When do you think we're going to be released? Full disclosure.
Well, right now, everybody's saying that the timetable was 2027.
Who's saying that?
That's what the experts are saying. That's what the
Are you talking about
people in
that
the
guy,
inner circles
that
are saying.
Elizondo guy?
No, not even deeper in the inner circles. Way deeper than him. He might even.
You think he's a misdirection?
Yeah,
guy?
he might be a misdirection.
Dude, I had a feeling too. I think that guy is really one of these guys who's just telling us what we think we want to hear.
Yes.
And very easy digestible stuff, even if it's not digestible, he's putting sauce all over it, so we'll fucking like it. I think he's a misdirection dude.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't. But then again, you also have that other dude, fucking what's his name, Stephen Greer.
Stephen Greer.
Now, do you think he's legit, or you think he's another fucking
Also
plant?
misdirection.
Yeah.
Also So here's the thing, right? There's maybe 2 or 3 people that you can honestly listen to, and one of them we all know is Bob Lazar.
You think Bob Lazar?
Yes.
is right.
He's right. He doesn't embellish. He says exactly what he saw, exactly what he knows.
I get that.
He's not telling you, oh, might be it. No, he's like, look, this is what the fuck I saw.
And then who's the other two?
And then it's like 2 military guys.
Are you talking about the guy Stephen Grush who came forward?
Yeah, him.
And then who? What was? Well, see, that's the whole thing is that Elizondo guy backs Grush, and vice versa.
Because he has to. But those guys, at least you know that they're telling you what they're allowed to say, because they're letting you know that, like, yeah, I know more, but I can't say that shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm still in the military.
I think the only reason I would discredit Bob Lazar is, one, because he isn't dead. I think that's one of the reasons I kind of discredit Bob Lazar. And I will say that because if you're coming forward with possibly the biggest story, it's like, there's walking on the moon, and then there's proving that there's life beyond the solar system or within our solar system. And not just that, but life has contacted our planet, and we've recovered crashes, and we've recovered bodies, and we're actually forming all this new technology and reverse engineering it and using it for a good or bad or whatever in clandestine fucking things. And then he comes forward and he's just like, yeah, I'm still living in fucking Malibu.
Yeah.
That seems a little like, look, do I want anything bad to happen to Bob Lazar? But I would believe Bob Lazar more if he was dead.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I would believe it way more if he was fucking clipped.
But they don't kill all those guys. I don't think. And then I think it got to a certain point where they realized they didn't have to kill people. They can just kill your reputation.
But even killing his reputation, it didn't kill his reputation. But
what he didn't stop anything. So their biggest fear is that if certain information gets out, it may start some type of uprising, rebellion. Some type of static, type of something where they can't continue the system the way that it is, right? Yeah. The fact that people have come out all these years and nothing has disrupted the system, I think eventually it got to a point where they're like, well, nothing's going to happen.
You don't think?
We don't have to kill these people, because even if they come out and say, hey, the aliens are fucking here.
I think we live in a time right now, like if you were to tell me, if I was watching something on YouTube right now or on news or whatever, and it was a news release saying that they found definitive proof of an alien craft, and they have it, and they're going to release. I'd be like, yo, that's sick. but I still have shit I have to do.
Exactly.
That's the difference. If it was released in the 1940s and 50s, yeah, I could see a breakdown of society kind of fucking happen. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure there will be religious sects that will wild the fuck out.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll see some wild shit happening with fucking every type of major denomination on the fucking planet. However, when it comes down to regular fucking dudes, I don't think we're gonna give a fuck unless the aliens are doing something wild.
Yes, that interferes with your life.
Wildly, or we'll give a fuck if they're doing something that's taking away interference.
Yes, yeah.
Like if aliens were like, yo, you don't have to worry about Comcast ever. I'd be like, yo, that's what's up. If they're like, yo, all streaming platforms have no commercials anymore.
Right.
Yo, that's what's up.
Hell yeah.
Right now, we're gonna make Tot Tub Time Machine with no skiing. That would be fucking. They were like, we're gonna redirect this movie, no skiing. It's actually gonna be rollerblading from here on out.
ChatGPT could probably do that. Right?
I know ChatGPT could do that,
Definitely.
but that leads me to believe that do we really need the information or the breaking story of aliens, or do you think that all we really do need to keep us occupied with things going on with the aliens is ChatGPT? Do you think that's the mystery?
No, we need aliens, bro. And that's what I was saying. So they said 2027, right? But then now they're saying that the timeline got shortened and that the aliens was to come before 2027.
So when do you think they're gonna show up?
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking.
Also, what type before you say that, what type of aliens you think we're dealing with? Because I have an idea of what aliens I think we're dealing with. I think they're not going to be what we think.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to be that either.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be what the fuck we think.
Because I honestly think what we're going to see is we're going to see some sort of like hybrid mechanical organic thing. I don't think we're going to see actual fucking like gray aliens that we think of.
Really?
I don't think we're going to see that at all. I think we're going to see something that's like, yo, we found a way to assimilate with computers, with this stuff, with this technology. And that's the way we live now. And that right then and there makes me more concerned because then they're going to be like, you guys should all download ChatGPT and start talking to them more.
See?
And that's...
No, I think it's going to be giants.
Like real giants?
Nah, like fucking 10 feet tall. Like 10 feet tall people that look like us.
You think it's going to be 10 feet tall people? So you're basing this on the Book of Genesis. You're basing this on... Are you because that exists in the Book of Genesis. 10 feet tall people who walked the earth and then disappeared after or right before or after the Great Flood.
Okay, see, I wasn't even aware of that.
That's a question you should ask ChatGPT.
It's going to be giants, bro, and they're going to be like, we killing half of y'all.
You think, you think that we're going to get wiped out by giants?
Yeah, they're going to do on some,
that is...
they're going to do on some Thanos shit. It's going to snap or something.
Do you think that they're going to wipe us out physically like they're going to do it? Or they're going to use a button?
I think they're going to do some Thanos.
You think they got some Thanos shit? Nah, dude. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think... Who do they wipe out? Do they wipe out guys like you and me, or do they wipe out the rich and powerful?
Anybody, bro.
Nah, dude. I think
rich and powerful probably first.
I don't even think they're going to wipe out the rich and powerful.
They're getting them out of here.
Nah,
bro.
dude, I think they don't have our best interests in mind. I think they have none of our interests in mind. That's the other thing. I don't think they have any of our interests in mind. I don't think they give a fuck if we live or die. I think it's more like a, hey, this is just what we're doing.
No, I think they care if we live or die. Because they smarter than us.
That's so what? You're smarter than ants.
And I care.
You care? Do you care if ants live or die?
If I had time to.
If you had time, what are you talking about?
I'm not like looking at the ground like, oh shit, I don't want to fucking step on one.
Yeah, but for most of the part, if you didn't want to step on one, you just
when I was a dumb kid, I used to torture ants.
Sure, but if you saw that anthill, now you'd be like, yo, yeah, I can kill it or not. But you just choose on a whim.
Yeah,
that's not caring whether or not
that is caring.
I don't know if that's caring. I think
don't want to ruin their fucking day.
But you would even if you did it accidentally, though. Would you care? Even if you did it accidentally.
Did somebody stop me and say, hey, you just fucking ruin these ants fucking
You would care if someone said, hey, you ruined these ants?
A part of me would be like, damn, my bad, bruh. I wouldn't give a fuck, like give a fuck. It'd be a little bit of like, all right, bro, damn. I'd be more angry if somebody stopped me and told
all
me.
right, so right there, that's. I get what you're saying, but that's not really caring as much as that's like being guilt tripped, dude. That's being.
But
guilt tripped.
if there was a planet full of ants, or there was a hill full of ants that looked up and figured out English, and they were like, yo, is these people making our shit way worse, bro? Help us out, please.
If ants.
And I'd be like, all right, tell me how. And they'd be like, bro, you gotta break into the ground. Right. They'd be like, what, nigga? Fuck no, I can't do all that.
So wait, that's a great point. So basically what you're saying is the lack of communication is why you care or not care what ants do. So here's the thing. What about humans? Aren't humans ants to these aliens?
No.
You think that we're able to communicate with them?
Yes.
You think they give a shit what we're saying though?
Yes.
Even if ants were able to speak English, you think?
Yes.
I don't think people would care. People speak English to other people speak English all the time, and they don't give a shit.
Those are evil people.
I'm just saying, there's got to be evil ants.
Yeah.
And there's probably got to be evil aliens.
Probably.
If they're
I don't think they're all good.
I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of aliens. There's a whole civilization of dickhead aliens that we don't even fucking.
They're probably wars, bro.
I don't know. Oh, speaking of wars, did you hear that Germany's trying to tell Israel now?
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Do you think I think that's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
That's kind of crazy that Germany's like, hey,
yeah, you can't do what we did,
guys. That's such a wild thing for Germany to step in and be like, hey, guys,
too far.
Hey, I'm sorry. So, first off, sorry about everything. But maybe want to take a step back about that whole thing.
Yeah,
you know?
This is going to stink.
Look, Israel, I don't want to say hurt people, but maybe you guys have a little bit of trauma right now. I'm just saying.
If they were doing it to Germany, nobody would say anything.
What if
Israel was doing with everything they're doing now to Germany, everybody would be like, I mean, all right.
I mean, I think some people would be like, yo, that's kind of.
Some people, but then they'd be like, all right, but they kind of, we let them cook for a little bit.
Oh, no, that's the whole thing.
Chill.
There would be like yo, what goes around comes around.
Mm-hmm.
But then there'd be like the problem is with Germany. Germany also has like nuclear weapons and shit.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, well, Germany would just be like, yo, knock it off.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
True.
Don't you guys have your own place?
Mm-hmm.
But why are you wiping out all these other fucking people?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you learn anything? Look, I'm not saying learn from our mistakes, but maybe we made a big one.
Yeah.
Maybe we fucked up. Maybe you guys can pump the brakes on.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's a whole like why don't you guys just take a step back and realize what happened?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to do that. I think that's just a crazy.
Yeah, everybody turned on them now. They don't give a fuck.
What? Everyone turned on Israel?
Yeah, and they don't.
Did the U.S. still turn on? Did they turn on Israel yet?
We're the only country that's like.
Nah.
Hey,
you can't
Israel.
be the only one.
Bro, I mean, probably not the only one. We're like the only major one.
I'm pretty sure Portugal's on board. Pretty sure Portugal's like.
I don't think any of the major countries is like. China was like, yo, chill.
Yeah, when China
sent help. China sent help to
Gaza?
Yeah, and they were like, yo, if you blow up any of our shit, is up.
Yeah, you don't want to be in China's shit list.
And they didn't blow up the shit that China sent.
But that's also crazy. How would they know? How do they know not to blow all that shit up? Like you'd think a bomb just kind of blows up. A bomb's a bomb, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to be like, no, don't fuck up that guy's yard.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be mad about it. It's like, yeah, dude, that's fucking insane. And also, being on China's shit list with fucking hardware, I can't even imagine the fucking bill you'd have to pay at the end of it.
Yeah, that's where we are right now.
Seems insane. But I don't think, I don't think that Israel's going to, they can't do it much longer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not much more they can do. It's like when you look at the way that Israel's doing shit now, it's like, yo, how much more land do you think you're willing to acquire here? And then when everything's all said and done, you're still gonna have to like get people places.
Yeah.
I don't think they're. I don't really think they're thinking this through, unless they are really going for a legitimate genocide.
Bro, it is that already.
Unless they're really looking to like completely.
They clear that whole bitch is that already.
How many people are left?
No, they all moved. They all migrating out of there.
So what, now Israel's got all of it?
I think so.
Dude. Maybe
they probably already started cleaning up over there and shit.
That just sounds annoying.
A lot of cleanup.
That sounds just out of control.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think aliens would stop Israel? What if the aliens showed up and they're like, yo, we're actually pro-Israel? we would have a problem.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Then we'd be like, yo, if the fucking aliens were like, yo, we're actually divine creators and we figured out how to map the whole genome and everything like that. We actually were here in the beginning when all of you guys evolved and came out of the sea. We actually kind of pushed you on your way and, you know, got you guys evolved to where you need to be. And actually, yo, pro-Israel. Weirdly enough, pro-Israel. We'd have to be like, God.
Yeah, well,
damn
it is, man.
We did not see that coming at all. And that's what, you know, again, I think the major problem is with all aliens is that we're going to have to figure out a way to assimilate with them in a sort of biological way. We can't exist in a world where
I think they'd be so advanced that it wouldn't even be a long process.
What? For us to biologically meld with aliens?
I think they'd immediately
with giant?
be like, wow, y'all fucking, the rest of y'all that's left, we made y'all smarter.
And giants. And giants to have sex with other giants?
Yes.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure they're probably not great looking. We'd have to get over a lot of fucking uggo giant. Unless we all look all the same.
I think they look like us, but just giants.
Well, then there's got to be ugly ones.
Of course.
There's got to be ones that are not as good looking.
Ghouls and fat bitches and all types of shit, bro.
Fat
but they just
giants.
goddess giants.
I just think that if we become giants, then, I mean, 10 feet? 10 feet tall?
Bro.
10 feet tall? Well, then basketball's out the window.
It's over. No need for that.
No need for basketball anymore. No need for
smart for that now.
sports. But we love sports. So wait, you just think we're
all beyond that?
We're just gonna be thinking like we don't even need it anymore.
You doing interplanetary type shit, bro.
But that seems kind of
you making new planets with new people and watching them create and destroy and.
So you're thinking that aliens coming here are galactic ambassadors who are possibly going to bestow upon us a way to become 10 feet tall and then join their coven or clan of whatever the fuck they are, their race of whatever they are, and then their whole leisure activity is going to different planets, creating life.
See, you think about leisure too much.
What I'm saying is,
if you know your universal purpose, bro, you're not here thinking about what can I go do for fun. What I'm saying is, supposed to be doing.
What is if their purpose is just creating life and then watching it? What are they doing just watching?
They're like grooming it to get to a certain point.
To then destroy it?
No.
Or then just make people giants?
And maybe.
That seems a little counterproductive.
It actually sounds very productive. It sounds like planet seeding.
But what's the point of that?
To create more beings that can interact with Earth and the universe.
I'm just saying if
experience things.
I understand, but the experience is leisure is part of the experience.
Yeah, you go through that when you're just a normal guy like me and you, bro.
But when you're a 10-foot alien, there is no leisure. That doesn't make any sense.
You don't need that,
You seem like I'd be relaxing pretty hard.
It's feelings beyond leisure.
I don't know, man. There'd probably still be some residual things I'd want to do.
There's probably still some type of chilling.
Like if I was 10 feet tall, I'd be breaking backboards.
You're gonna
just
be
for
chilling.
fun. I'd be doing some cool shit that I've never been able to do before, like reach.
But you don't even got to do that.
But I could if I wanted to.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying is that things will.
You could also travel at light speed to some other planet.
Are you saying that's not fun?
Live. That's way more fun than basketball.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If I could travel light speed to different galaxies, I would never look at basketball again in my life. Ever, bro.
Never.
If I go from this planet to that planet, see what they humans look like.
There would not be a time where you.
Oh, this planet still got dinosaurs. Oh, this planet, they evolved from water. These niggas made out of water, bro.
You wouldn't ask them, you're like, yo, what sports you got?
No.
You don't think they would have?
Right in the beginning, I probably would. But after, let's say you could do this shit. Let's say you live for 20,000 years, bro. You gonna do that for the first fucking 5 years, maybe. Yeah, what y'all see? What team? What's
five out of the 20,000.
What's y'all top 3 sports on this planet?
Yo, after the first 5 years, I just stopped caring.
I don't even give a fuck.
I got 20,000 more of these to go.
I know every sport now.
I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a way. Like, I actually am very interested in the way that, like, you know, if we think about what aliens do and let's just say they are a race of super intelligent, super all-knowing, super even benevolent. They're even a benevolent race of people. All they have is our fucking best interests. And my first question would be like, okay, so what is it? One, what's the purpose of what you're doing? Two, what do you plan to do with us next? And then three, what comes next for us if you're going to exact whatever you're going to do? And then my brain started being like, all right, so what do you motherfuckers do with the rest of your time? If your only time is composed of watching or cultivating different planets, that doesn't seem like that. That just seems like work. That just seems like a weird job.
So immature. So immature. Look at you, bruh. You know how much fun it is to do that?
You're kind of proving my point with the leisure actor.
They made a LeBron James.
They made a what?
They made that possible for it to be a motherfucker like LeBron James.
They made...
Because if they cultivate in life, then they are responsible. They saw the fucking Revolutionary War and was like, what the fuck? These motherfuckers going crazy, bruh.
And they were like, yo, you know what would make this sicker? Basketball.
You see what I'm saying? They just watching how shit grow, bruh.
This has been the End Podcast with Ryan Shaner. Naeem, thank you so much for being on the show, dog.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Got anything to plug? Got any shows going on?
Do Regular Dare Tag, Ayo Ashley, fucking. We're going to be in Austin on June 5th.
And then June 7th, the boys will be bopping at the Pittsburgh Improv.
Yes.
Get your asses there. We're going to be hanging out. We're also going to do a tailgate for the Pirates-Phillies game the next day. It will be sick, and I guarantee you we will be showing in its entirety Better Off Dead. So Naeem will see an actual good skiing movie.
Let's do it.
I guarantee you will enjoy it. I don't disappoint. Make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. We will address any comment, question, or concern you have, or possible new ideology you have about an intergalactic species or race that is coming here to not put us through a whole bunch of strife and trials and tribulation that we've been on the planet, and actually expose us to the good-natured ideologies they have and give us the license to go throughout the galaxy at light speed and possibly just find a little bit more about ourselves in not a materialistic or leisure way, but something that'll give us more purpose. Because Naeem thinks just chilling out is terrible.
Exactly.
Later.